Hello YouTube and welcome to a new Transformers review. This time I'm showing you one of my favorite figures, Chromedome. Now you may know this figure because he's getting really popular thanks to the More Than Meets the Eye comic books, which I haven't really read, so I don't really know his personification in that comic book, but he's a big fan favorite, I know for sure. And he just recently got 2 new versions of him out. I actually like both of them. Unfortunately, both of them are sort of overpriced, for me at least. I can't really afford to buy them right now, and I don't even think I will buy them at the current price they are going for. One of them is the Fans Project Function X Chromedome, which I really like. I think it has an interesting transformation as far as I have seen in the reviews. I sort of don't like that it's a little bit too tiny. I think Chromedome is supposed to be sort of this tall guy. So yeah, I would really like if that figure was a little bit taller. And the other one is the TFCC subscription exclusive Chromedome, which I think uses the same kind of body as the Generations Wheeljack here. I like that figure. I don't really understand why it's so expensive, probably because it's a subscription exclusive figure. And I don't like the fact that he's not a headmaster, especially since the recent Brainstorm figure that has come out. And that one is a headmaster. I don't have that one either, unfortunately, the Generation Brainstorm. But yeah, I like the fact that he's a headmaster, and I would really love if the new Generation Chromedome figure was also a headmaster, but it's not. With that said, I'm sort of on the fence about the whole headmaster gimmick. I love the gimmick in the toys. I love most of the headmaster figures. As you can see, I don't have the second gun for this Chromedome figure, and I'm usually missing the guns, but they are going for such high prices that, yeah. So about the headmaster gimmick, in the comic book, I think it was a 4-issue miniseries, the Headmasters. It wasn't really long, and most of you probably know that the Transformers went to this planet called Nebulos or Nebulon, met these humanoid beings called Nebulans, and as the Transformers wanted to show them how peaceful they are, they ripped off their own heads, and these guys, the Nebulans, were engineered to become the heads of the robots. And after that they started to work together, so the robot body still retained some of the personality, and the head also retained some of the personality. To tell you the truth, even as a kid, this is really creeping me out, that this is actually 2 beings at once, and both of them gave up some parts of their own personality to become one. So actually, I don't really like to think about these guys as headmasters and these guys as Nebulons. I would rather think about them like the Japanese Headmasters cartoon series portrays them. In the Japanese Headmasters cartoon, Chromedome is the leader of 4 headmasters: Brainstorm, Hardhead, and Highbrow, that I unfortunately don't have. And in the cartoon, Chromedome is called Chromedome even in his little miniature form. So no Nebulans there. It's really just them being, you know, Micromaster size Transformers who have a bigger body called the Transtector, sort of like in the Power Masters cartoon series, that they can control by becoming their head. However, if you read the official bio of Chromedome, it's sort of really interesting. because it says that Chromedome had his head stuck in a monitor at Cybertron's Institute for Higher Programming, crunching numbers when the Autobot-Decepticon conflict broke out. So he's basically this regular guy working in research and you know, getting excited for new technology and new pieces, new thrilling piece of codes. In that sense, I sort of imagine him as Donatello from the Turtles, maybe. So yeah, he's a likable person in that bio. But then the bio continues that Stylor, his Nebulon partner, who forms the head. So Stylor is this egoistical Nebulon who is more interested in chasing females and wearing the latest fashions than war. Stylor is mortified by Chromedome's giddiness for programming, and Chromedome is envious of the popular Stylor. So as much as I don't like the whole concept of the two beings becoming one, I think this is a really interesting setup here, that we have this popular guy turning into the head of this geeky nerd who likes to, you know, calculate and do his research quietly, and there we have this popular guy as his head. So I think it's an interesting concept, really. I don't know if the comic book uses any of that, the recent comic book. I don't think so. I'm not sure if he's a headmaster in the comic book, to tell you the truth, but I kind of wish he was. I like the headmaster gimmick in that sense. So as you can see, I have two of them here, and the reason for that is that I actually have two different heads for them. So the bodies are basically the same. They have this Japanese headmaster figure called Kirk. Now the Japanese headmasters are called like that because they were produced in Japan, and I think they made them because probably kids lost the heads quite often, so they were made as replacement heads for your headmasters figures. And some of them actually sort of look like the original, especially Kirk. He really looks like Stylor. The colors are matching, and the faces are sort of matching, and the heads are matching too. I will show it to you. So these Japanese headmasters figures go for a lot of money on eBay if you have a genuine one. They were released in a package, and it contained more figures, and I think you could only buy the whole package. You couldn't buy the figures individually. I don't have any more. I only have Kirk, and my Kirk is not a genuine figure. The genuine figures have something imprinted here. Mine is just empty, so this is a knockoff, but it's a really good quality knockoff, I have to tell you. I've never ever seen such a high quality knockoff figure before. Well, this is a complicated matter because some people already call the Japanese headmaster figures knockoffs. I don't think that's correct. They are not knockoffs of anything. They are new molds. They may not have been produced by Takara or Hasbro, but I wouldn't call them knockoffs. But this one is definitely a knockoff of that Kirk figure. Now, the transformation of Chromedome is sort of easy, but still satisfying. You just separate the legs and sort of open the body like this, and you're halfway done. Position the feet, bring down the arms, and that's it. There you have Chromedome. As far as Kirk goes, you just flip this open. That reveals the face. The silver eyes are painted by me, so he only had the regular orange face. But I painted the eyes silver because I thought it looked cool, and I still think it does. Let's put in the head, and Kirk is really powerful. He's got a 9 for speed, a 10 for strength, and what, 7 for intelligence? He's a cool guy. And let's see Stylor next to him. As you can see, the faces are sort of the same, except for the fact that Stylor has this visor thingy where his eyes are supposed to be. At least I think those are his eyes, because some pictures show him, well, in the Japanese cartoon he had a different face. As you can see, this doesn't look completely like this. The whole helmet part is very similar, but the face looks different in the cartoon. I'm not sure which one I like better. I actually like both of them. For a while I was thinking about painting the visor silver, like I did with the eyes of Kirk. And I'm still not sure if I should do it or not. You could tell it to me in the comments if you would prefer it to be silver or just this plain gray. I think silver would give it a little bit more definition, and it would definitely signal that those are the eyes. But on the other hand, I sort of still like him this way, so I'm really on the fence about it. As you can see, I'm trying to fit them both in the picture. As you can see, Kirk, the head of Kirk is really, the whole helmet part is similar with these outward standing parts, but the details are much less. I mean, look at them, all those lines and everything. You could kind of see this is a much plainer version of him, but the whole shape is really similar. So I'm pretty convinced that Kirk was produced as a replacement head if you lost your Chromedome head as a child, and that's a really cool thing to have. Makes you feel secured, I guess. And I sort of like the fact that the back of the head, the legs are shaped a little bit more differently than the other headmasters, the original headmasters. They are almost this round looking, whereas all the other headmasters had these blocky legs forming the cube-shaped heads. So I think that's an interesting choice that they went with here. And even though he has this visor thingy going on, he doesn't look like he's wearing shades, like for example Siren does. As a child, I used to love this kind of faces. I thought they looked really cool. And I'm not saying he doesn't look cool. I think he looks very cool. But it's just so different. It's so alien. It's so, you know, like another life form, like a robotic life form. It's not humanoid, and I just love the fact about him that he doesn't really look. This doesn't look like a human face. So yeah, that's all I can really tell about these two figures. They are not that different. Actually, they are very similar looking. And I don't know if you can get Kirk and you don't have Chromedome. I think he's a perfect match for the body. He makes the figure look really very much like it should be, like a Chromedome should look. And so this has been my Chromedome review with the two different kinds of heads, Kirk and Stylor. I hope you liked it, and stay tuned for some more Transformers and other toy reviews coming from me pretty soon. Take care and bye bye.